Hello and welcome to Prestige Worldwide. Today we have up for review a Squale Matic, also known as the Squale 60 Atmos. This is a 60 Atmos is equal to 600 meters, which is also equal to 2,000 feet in depth. This is a bona fide dive watch. Squale has been around since the 1950s. The word squale is French for shark, and it is an Italian company that makes watches in Switzerland. Originally, they started making cases only for companies like Blancpain and a few other high-end Swiss watches of the time. And then they started putting their own movements in. It's technically not their own movement. It's a Sellita SW200 Swiss movement. It's actually the Elabore grade, so it's a little nicer components inside the movement compared to your standard Sellita SW200-1. You can see how it's double branded Squale and then Squale. The top brand is for the movement, the bottom brand is for the case, because they used to just make cases. So it's a Blancpain up here with a Squale sub logo for the case. So this watch has I think it's a 60 click. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 60 click unidirectional bezel. It has ceramic inserts that are black and orange. It has some indexes that are polished. The indexes on the dial are polished as well. It has a double domed, they call it double domed. I mean, I see one dome in there, but the sapphire crystal is domed. So underwater, you're gonna have great legibility and visibility, even at angles on your wrist. I haven't had any issues with banging up the dome on that. Although I don't really wear this when I'm outside doing yard work too much. I mean, I have done some probably not the smartest things with this watch, but it's fairly durable. I mean, I put a couple scratches on it. I did have to regulate it when I got it. It was originally, I don't know, like 7 or 8 seconds slow, I think. So I did have to use my time grapher to regulate it. And I'll put it on the time grapher here shortly. I think it's fairly close to dialed in now. I have this currently on a deep blue silicone strap. From the factory, the Squale comes on either a steel mesh bracelet or a Squale Italian leather strap. I like silicone straps best. Generally, when I wear a watch, I don't take it off for the entire time I'm wearing it. Sometimes it's about a month or so. So when I'm showering, sleeping, swimming, whatever, I'm gonna have the watch on the entire time. So it's nice having a waterproof bracelet, at least for me. Let's go ahead and take a couple measurements of this watch real quick. The official case diameter is 44. So if we measure directly straight across, we do get about 44. And if we measured a little bit of an angle, we get a little more than 44. On this side of the case, it has sort of a octagon. It's not rounded like this side, which is sort of unique for this Squale Matic. And the screw down crown is at the 4 o'clock instead of the 3 o'clock. So that's another cool feature. It's less wear on your wrist when you're moving around and bending your wrist. There's less hanging out there to rub on the back of your hand, so to speak, like on normal watches. Let's measure the thickness, and we have about 16 millimeters, 15.9 millimeters. On the wrist, it wears a lot more shallow. I'll go ahead and put it on real quick here. All right, so here's kind of a side view you know, because the dome crystal is basically clear. So, you know, when it's on the wrist, you don't really see the extra depth from the domed crystal. Let's measure the lug width. We've got 22. The lug to lug is about 51. Here's a look at the case back. Squale Professional. So it notes it has stainless steel. I think it's 316L stainless steel, Swiss made, automatic, of course. It has a beat rate of 28,800 beats per hour, which is pretty much standard for the ETA 2824, Sellita SW200 types of movements. And they are essentially workhorses. They are very accurate, very easy to maintain, very easy to regulate, etc. Just good quality Swiss movements. Of course, you could get into some higher end movements at much higher prices. The retail on this one I think is like 1,400. On the used market, you can get them for 1,000. You can get them for less sometimes. The prices on the new ones keep going up. The inflation level, because they're from Europe, and I think maybe the exchange rate into dollars affects that to some degree as well. Because it was $1,100 brand new a couple of years ago, and now it's like $1,450. I think LongIslandWatch.com has these on sale. I think they're the only U.S. distributor, official distributor in the United States. So I have the lift angle set to 50 degrees. It's important to set these Sellita SW200-1 movements to 50 degrees in lift angle so you can get a accurate reading on your time grapher. The beat error is 0.2 milliseconds, amplitude is 258, and the rate is 0 seconds per day. So, you know, I did wear this for quite a while when I first got it, and it's due for another round on the wrist here soon, and I didn't really have to adjust the time. I put it on, wore it for a month, and it was probably within 10 seconds of accuracy after a month. So let's try some different positions here. There's this would be your 9 o'clock down position. It's still 0. When you do this with a Seiko movement, a lot of times if you put it in a 90-degree angle, or if you put it upside down, it'll have drastically different readings for your rate. And some of these blips are just from my voice. It's actually a microphone that reads the beats of the watch. So in a lot of different positions, it's not officially chronometer grade, but it is the SW200-1 Elabore grade. So it's better than your standard entry-level Swiss movement. It is a step above that. All right, well, that's basically sums up the Squale Matic. Oh, let me weigh this thing real quick. It has some heft to it on the wrist. Now the silicone bracelet certainly helps with that. 4.2 ounces or 119 grams. It's a pleasant weight. It's distributed well when it's on the wrist. You don't really notice it. It doesn't seem like a chunk of steel. And also, you know, I'm a big fan of shiny things. I like shiny things, and I won't be ashamed of that. And this thing is certainly shiny. It gets noticed. People will say, "Wow, that's a cool watch." Now, when I wear this deep blue, I haven't really had anybody mention watch. Put this one on, people will be like, "Whoa, what is that?" And it's a Squale. And then they'll be like, "Well, what the hell is a Squale?" Like, "Well, it's French for shark." They're like, "Why?" And then you can explain the whole history of Squale and how they used to make cases for Blancpain and all that extra extra stuff there. All right, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.